Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just testing the mic. It works. It's okay. So very happy to be here this evening with all of you. Thank you very much for coming. Before our presentation, we'll have short kirtan. And our mridanga players are ready. Kirtan. Kartal is there also. Somebody has kartal. Yeah. Kartal, come a little closer. Yeah. I have. He's a photographer. You're a kirtan. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Yashodanandana Vrajadana Randana Yashodanandana Vrajadana Randana Jamuna Tira Vanasari Jamuna Tira Vanasari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Vrajadana Randana Yashodanandana Vrajadana Randana Jamuna Tira Vanasari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Raja Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Gaura Pimanandi Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Pri Vrajgacharya Stotra Satta Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Surabhyai Namah Bhakti Raghava Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki ISKCON DBT Founder Charyas Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Samabhata Bhakta Vrinda Ki Harinam Sankirtan Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Pimanande All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and to Sri Gauranga. All glories to Sri Prabhupada Ki.
Tamil translation. There's a Tamil translation. So we're doing translation in Tamil.
So it's going to be simultaneous, or
Yeah.
you mean I will speak, then she will speak.
Yes.
So it's like giving two classes.
Yes.
If the number of people is not so large, if someone sits beside those people, that's another way. But as you wish.
Hare Krishna. எத்தனை பேருக்கு இங்கிலீஷ் தெரியாது? மொத்தமா தெரியாம இங்கிலீஷ் தெரியாம இருக்குங்க. எத்தனை பேர் இருக்கீங்க? இங்கிலீஷ் தெரியாம இருந்தா நமக்கு யாரும் இல்லையா? அதான் இங்கிலீஷ் தெரியுமா? 1 2 3 4 நீங்க பின்னாடி உட்காந்து அவங்களாம் ஒரு சைட்ல உட்காந்துருங்க. இவங்க வந்து அங்கே டிரான்ஸ்லேட் பண்ணுவாங்க. சரியா?
In this way, we will try not to speak too fast, so that the translator can translate kind of simultaneously.
தமிழ் மட்டும் புரியுது, இங்கிலீஷ் புரியாதவங்க அவங்க அந்த பக்கம் உட்காருங்க. அவங்க ஸோ அவங்க தமிழ் சரியா?
Maybe one day we will do like the United Nations, and everyone can have simultaneous translation in so many languages.
They will give a summary of the class in Hindi later. There was quite a number of them அர்த்தம் வந்து அவங்களும் ஒரு இடத்துல ஒரே இடத்துல இருந்தாங்க இந்தியா இங்கிலீஷ். So they were looking for somebody attending him.
Okay, you already explained that to them?
Yeah.
You already explained that to them? To those who speak Hindi?
जिन लोगों के लिए हिंदी जानते हैं, आप लोगों के लिए ट्रांसलेशन क्लास की बात होगी। 5 मिनट जब क्लास खत्म हो जाएंगे तो 5 मिनट के लिए एक शॉर्ट समरी हो जाएगी।
Yes. After all, this is the International Society for Krishna Consciousness.
अगर कोई सवाल है तो समरी के बाद हम पूछ सकते हैं महाराज के लिए।
Any Bengalis here?
जिनसे बंगाली होती है।
Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana-Shalakaya Chakshurandilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaganam Raghunatam Vitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalitam Shri Visakanditam Scha Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tata Kansana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Tanamami Hari Priye Vansakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Everyone may kindly fold their hands, holding them close to the heart, and repeat the following 2 short mantras. The first one is well known by everyone, and the second one you have to hear attentively. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Surabhyai Namah. Om Surabhyai Namah. Om Surabhyai Namah. Mukham karoti vasaram pagum langayate girim yad kripa tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinatharanam yad kripa tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinatharanam. Hare Krishna. Welcome once again to this evening program. This is your regular Saturday program, I think. Yeah. And want to thank our hosts and all of you for giving us an opportunity to be here. As you can see on the screen, I guess, yeah, there is a particular theme. Theme means some idea, some notion, some kind of understanding, some kind of message, which in our case is very directly, closely, intimately connected with the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the mission of our Vaishnava Sampradaya, Vaishnavacharyas. And that mission, of course, is, as Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya saduskritam dharma samstapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. To reestablish the principles of dharma. The principles of dharma are known in India, and now, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, gradually more and more are being known, being understood all over the world. And all of us, we could say, duty bound. Anyone who's connected with the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, anyone who understands and appreciates the importance and the meaning of dharma should want to be part of this mission. I mean, there's one mission in life. The mission of life is to become self-realized, as Lord Chaitanya instructed, especially to those born in India, and many of you have, ultimately all of us have connection with India, but from Malaysia especially, you have a special connection with India. So as you all know, Bharat Bhumite Hola Manusya Janamazar Janma Sartak Kori Kora Para Upakar. So two things we all have to do. Actually, every day we should be thinking about, meditating upon these two aspects which are actually part of the mission. One, Janma Sartak Kori. Make our lives successful by striving for self-realization. Tato Brahma Jigyasa, human form of life, is meant for inquiring what is the purpose of life. And these are all the teachings that we find in the Bhagavad Gita and other Vedic literatures. And the other aspect is to perform para upaka. Para means supreme, highest, and upakar means actually welfare activity. The highest welfare activity we can perform is to actually give others the opportunity that we have received, the knowledge that we have somehow come in contact with, how to become freed and liberated from this material world, how to go back to our eternal abode in Goloka Vrindavan. So this presentation, I remember in the early days, our Chaitanya Hari Prabhu was there actually. Probably was in KL. At the early days, I mean like 26 years ago now, early 19th. We're all they have gray hair now, some of us, many of us. The early days when we started to speak about Varnashram in Malaysia, it was not so easy. Still not easy, actually. Because the subject matter of dharma is actually very confidential. So this evening, we'll try to cover some important aspects. As it is indicated here, it's on the bottom, maybe not so easy to read from But at the very last line, it mentions 50% of Srila Prabhupada's unfulfilled mission, establishing Varnashrama Dharma, and a very essential and fundamental aspect, very fundamental aspect of establishing Sanatana Dharma is in this theme, make Vrindavan villages. Exactly 11 years ago, which means 2015, right? 2015, in India is the only country that has a national ministry promoting Varnashrama. It's called the ISKCON Daiva Varnashrama Ministry. And you happen to be sitting in front of the ex-minister. It was started actually 2009. There's no other country that has, to my knowledge, a formal ministry for Varnashram. We have many ministries in ISKCON. We have many global ministries also. We have yet to have actually a global ministry for Varnashram. There is a need for that, and eventually, hopefully it will happen. So in 2015, at that time I was the minister for we call it IDVM for short, ISKCON Daiva Varnashrama Ministry. We, on the 1st of January, started a campaign, a global campaign that we call the Om Sri Surabhi campaign. Surabhi, we were reciting one short mantra, Om Surabhyai Namah. This is found in different Shastra, Puranas, basically glorifying Mother Surabhi. Why is it important to remember and to worship Mother Cow? Actually, all the cows originate from the original cow in the spiritual world. It was called Surabhi. Because that is one of the methods or one of the ways, one of the activities that Krishna has, we could say, created or established to facilitate our developing Krishna consciousness. I was quoting this morning, when I was making this presentation, how Grandfather Bhishma Dev in the Mahabharata, there are many pages, many chapters, because Grandfather Bhishma Dev, on his bed of arrows, he spoke many weeks. We should try to find out how many weeks. Put that in your note, the to-do list. He spoke many days actually to Yudhisthira Maharaj about Dharma. And we find this, you can verify it, you can look it up later on. It's in the first canto, chapter 9, text number 26, 926, where Grandfather Bhishma Dev begins to give instructions to Yudhisthira Maharaj. And the very first instruction that he gives to him is that now that you are the new emperor, right? The whole battle of Kurukshetra was fought to reinstate Yudhisthira Maharaj as the emperor for the whole world. So Yudhisthira Maharaj is telling, you should make sure that the system of Varna and Ashrama is properly followed. Very first instruction. And that in itself is, I would say, very significant. And what is amazing, and even, I would say, more significant, in the purport to that verse, verse 16, in the very first line, and listen attentively, very important for all of us, Srila Prabhupada explains this system that Krishna has created, and he gives, he quotes 4:13, Chaturvanyamaya system, guna karma vibhagacha. So Prabhupada explains this system created by Krishna for the whole of mankind is meant to accelerate the development of our spiritual qualities. It's meant to help us, in other words, become Krishna conscious more quickly. Yeah. So the subject matter of dharma is obviously, as quoted by Narada Muni. Before I forget it, actually, I want to mention that how many are householders here? Householders, grihastas, married, with or without children? Yeah, I think some are. Anyways, most of you, if you're not yet married, most of you will be married, generally. Only half, maybe less than half, put their hands up. Maybe some people are shy. So Narada Muni gives very important instructions in the 7th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, beginning with chapter 11. Chapter 11 to 15, 5 chapters. Most important, the whole subject matter, he is speaking also to Yudhishthira Maharaj. And one verse in particular, Dharma mulam hi bhagavan sarva vida mayo harihi smritam shat vidam rajan yena chatma prasidati. Smriti. Smriti means to remember. All of us who are practicing devotees, we need to try and remember. We have to remember what is our primary goal and objective in life. So, we are, because this global initiative I was mentioning started in 2015, was meant to be for 12 years, 2015 to 2027. It was meant to commemorate all the golden jubilees, all the 50-year anniversaries. Just like I celebrated my 50th anniversary. I'm not 50 years old, but in ISKCON, 2000, was it? 24, yeah. I joined in 1974. So many devotees, it's like your center here at some point will celebrate. Of course, it'll be maybe in its new place. I heard you have acquired some land for building a temple, which is very nice. So at some point, we all celebrate generally a 50th anniversary. But this was a special period between 1965 and 1977. Those 12 years were very special because that's when Prabhupada manifests his pastimes of introducing Vedic culture all over the world. And here we are today, isn't it? So we wanted to commemorate those 12 years from 2015 to 2027. So November 14th, 2027, so within less than 2 years from now, will be the last Golden Jubilee during that period, that time frame. So in that context, we are now just about to launch another global initiative we're calling it Make Vrindavan Villages, in the same mood, in the same spirit. And although the majority of people on the planet, and majority of our devotees also, are not living in villages, that's part of the problem actually, it's important to highlight why this is so important. And hopefully, as we make this presentation, it will become a bit more clear. Yeah. A few years ago, we started what is called Varnashram College Foundation. where I have a base in Mayapur. It's in a small place called Sri Nandigram. And this Varnashram College is part of the message that we want to actually share with everyone. That's directly an instruction given to us by our founder, Acharya Srila Prabhupada, that wherever we have a center, wherever we have a temple, we should have a Varnashram College to help introduce systematically these teachings of our Vaishnava Acharyas. So we have a number of projects. This is just a short list where there are communities, I'll just very quickly, like in Canada, in the US, Bharat means of course India, in Switzerland, and Togo, which is Africa, again Canada and Ukraine, and also in the Kingdom of Cambodia. These are 10 communities at different levels of development. Actually, I wanted to include also our Gita Nagari, Baru. Anyways, it's a work in progress. Gita Nagari Baru, by the way, is a small village that was begun 26 years ago. They celebrated their Silver Jubilee. Silver Jubilee means 25 years. And it's on the island of Sumatra, not very far from Malaysia, isn't it? Yeah. And we're just coming from there, actually. We spent about 2 weeks. So it's one that we have a number of such similar communities, but not many within our society. And it's basically a small example of what we should be thinking about and planning in various ways. So this is the presentation here, which still haven't corrected this, but the first is Sanatan Dharma in 2 features. It's very important for all of us to know that Sanatan Dharma means 2 distinct aspects that I'll briefly explain. Number 2, that Vedic culture is primarily an agrarian-based culture. And agrarian means connected with land. Agrarian means rural, country, isn't it? Yeah. Therefore, the title of our theme, Make Vrindavan Villages, right? Number 3, we need to understand what are the 3 gifts of nature, which are also explained actually by Grandfather Bhishmadev. Number 4, also important, essential, to know that there are 4 standard Vedic sciences that's called Chatur Vidya. And these 4 sciences are meant to make up the curriculum for Varnashram colleges. So we'll briefly introduce those. Number 5, ISKCON in 4 movements. There are 4 distinct phases, interconnected with one another, that we need to know about. And number 6, what our Vaishnava Acharyas speak, beginning with Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and also Srila Prabhupada. So Sanatan Dharma in 2 features. On the left side, what is the material norm? The material norm, which is a science in itself, is called Varnashrama Dharma. And the spiritual norm, on the right side, is called Jaiva Dharma. What does Jaiva Dharma mean? Jaiva refers to the Jiva, isn't it? It is one of the books, one of many books written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. The very word Jaiva Dharma. Anyone here has read Jaiva Dharma? Okay, so many books to read, eh? But it's a very important book. Very important book. So what is the material norm. On the bodily plane, swadharma is called varnashrama dharma. This is from Bhagavad Gita 2:31. Or man's stepping stone for spiritual understanding. Human civilization begins from the stage of varnashrama dharma. Actually, in various places in the Bhagavatam, Prabhupada explains how if one is not part of the system of Varna and Ashrama, is not considered civilized, isn't it? Human civilization begins, yes, as mentioned here. And going on the right side, what is spiritual norm? What is the spiritual norm? Real swadharma. Swadharma means what is natural, original, is knowing our eternal occupation on the spiritual level, which is Jiver Surabhyai Krishna Nityadas, isn't it? Yeah. So, both of these are directly part of what is called Sanatana Dharma. The activities of the soul, bhakti, devotional service, are eternal. And the activities within the system of Varna and Ashrama are also eternal. It's an eternal system. It's just like the gunas, the three modes of material nature, isn't it? In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains about 5 tattvas, 5 principles. Ishvara, Jiva, Kala, Prakriti, and then Karma. So the first 4, they are eternal. Prakriti is eternal principle. Whenever the material world is created, Prakriti means that 3 modes of material nature are at work. And Varnashrama is connected actually with the 3 modes of material nature, means how to transcend, how to rise above these 3 modes of material nature. Okay, let's continue. So this is very briefly explaining about these 2 features of Sanatana Dharma. How to understand that Vedic culture is an agrarian culture? We simply have to remember about Krishna when he appears, as he did 5,000 years ago in Vrindavan. So in Vrindavan, Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan are the most attractive because Krishna displays. Krishna, Balaram, Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, all the residents of Vrindavan, they display these 2 features perfectly. Everyone in Vrindavan is they're all self-realized souls, liberated souls, all engaged in intense bhakti, devotional service to Krishna, isn't it? And on the seemingly material level, they're engaged in these activities that Krishna recommends, connected with what is meant to be the ideal system of education, the ideal system of economy. So we'll come to this in a few seconds, which is, of course, connected with agriculture and cows. Yeah. I mentioned how Grandfather Bhishma Dev speaks about 3 gifts of nature. And this is practically forgotten in our modern age. Practically no one in the world is following this. Unfortunately, many of our devotees, majority of our devotees are also less sufficiently, I would say, understanding how these are meant to be part of our daily lives. What is the first gift of nature? Anyone can say? Anyone would like to venture, take a risk here? That maybe I won't. Who's a brave soul here? Come on. First gift of nature. Cows, isn't it? Cows. Gava pratista bhutanam. Pratista means it's like Bhutanam, all living entities. Cows actually support, they uphold all living entities. And that's a whole, it cannot be understood fully just by hearing it, or it takes some time actually to understand what is the meaning and why cows are so important for all of us. Number two, land, Mother Nature, Mother Cow, Mother Surabhi, then Mother Bhumi. And number three is knowledge, cultivation of both spiritual and material knowledge. Because Vedic knowledge means giving us what is called Paravidya and Aparavidya, isn't it? There's three kinds of vidyas. Vidya means knowledge. What are the three kinds of knowledge? I mentioned two. Paravidya, which means Shruti Shastra. Aparavidya means Smriti Shastra. And what is not part of Shruti or Smriti is called avidya, ignorance, isn't it? Yeah. So what is not connected with Shastra, which is practically speaking everything that is being promoted in modern day society, because it's disconnected with Shastra, disconnected with the Vedic culture. These represent three mothers who are essential for both material and spiritual well-being and development of all individuals in society. So Grandfather Bhishmadev very nicely explains this in the Mahabharata. And we see how today we are totally neglecting, we are abusing, we are exploiting cows, land, and also our whole modern system of education is not in line with what is mentioned in the Shastra. Number four, Chaturvidya, especially those who would like to be part of or would like to introduce the whole concept of Varnasrama college. There are four. Vidya sometimes is translated as knowledge or science. Real knowledge is actually scientific. The first is called Anvikshiki, which means the science of philosophy. All of us, every day whenever we attend a Bhagavatam class, we are hearing some philosophy. And that is the beginning. The first philosophy we should hear is from Bhagavad Gita, ABC of spiritual life, isn't it? And then slowly, gradually, we go to Bhagavatam, nectar devotion, etc. Second science is called Trayi, means the science of education, which is especially for Brahmanas. Brahmanas are the ones who are meant to fully concentrate on many years of study, and they will teach both spiritual and material subject matters. The third science is called Dandaniti, which means the science of politics, science of governance. Politics is a very important part of society. Unless society is properly governed by qualified leaders, and as we know in the Vedic culture, a qualified leader is meant to be qualified both spiritually and materially. Therefore, he is called Rajarishi, Rajarshi. Evam parampara praptam imam Rajarshayo vidu. Rajarshi. And number four, Varta. Varta means Vedic economics, Vedic economy. And in the Vedic culture, Vedic economy means Krishi Goraksha. The best and most sustainable economy, yet to be understood, yet to be known by people in common people, and also, unfortunately, yet to be understood by our devotees, is Krishi Goraksha. That's why I was mentioning about the seventh canto of the Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada nicely in various purports explains how the vast majority of our householders, they should be taking up this profession connected with cows and land. Nowadays, all over the world, most of our devotees and most people in general we're working at some job and we expect the paycheck at the end of the month, or we have some kind of business for making money. But if it is not actually connected with what is recommended, what we call prescribed duties. Right? In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks about prescribed duties. So prescribed duties doesn't mean only, like I have a job. Prescribed duties means prescribed according to Vedic injunction, Vedic prescribed duties. So for householders, Vedic prescribed duties is connected with land, is connected with cows, and so many other aspects that make up, let's say, agrarian lifestyle. So many different cottage industries, etc. like that. Prabhupada mentioned how the first concern, what is meant to be the first concern, what is actually the first concern for practically everyone in the material world every day, whether one is Krishna conscious or not. Can you find that quote I was mentioning this morning? Global Varnashram Mission. What is everyone's first concern? Food. Food actually, first is food. Why do we go to work today? I mean, generally we go to work. People go to work to make money. To make money for what? To buy food. Let me read you something that Prabhupada, somebody just sent that to me a few days ago. This is a lecture on the Bhagavad Gita that Prabhupada gave in 1976. Listen carefully. It is very short. Money is required for purchasing food. We all understand that. And then Prabhupada continues, but the animals, they do not know that food can be purchased. Right? Animals don't buy food. They are searching after food. But we are civilized, we are searching after money. Money is required for purchasing food. Why don't you produce food directly? This is intelligence. Sometimes we have to stop and just hear and think about what is actually being said. Prabhupada, actually all the time he was giving us, feeding us with very powerful messages, most of which just went over our head, couldn't understand, still not so easily able to understand. The Vedic system, the Vedic traditional system is that when we live as we are meant to live, majority of people are actually meant to live not in modern day cities. Vedic culture is not against cities per se, because there were cities during Krishna's time. But the cities during Krishna's time were not the kind of cities we see today, isn't it? But even during Krishna's time, the majority of people were not living in those cities. Majority of people were living in the country. And even not so many years ago, here in Malaysia, and practically in most, I would say all Asian countries also, because majority of the population on the planet have been historically, even to this day, living in a climate that is more suitable. It's easier to live in a country where you can grow food all year round, as opposed to only 3 months, like in Kazakhstan, where Jayadev is from, or from Canada. 3 months of the year, if you're lucky, is when You can grow food. The rest of the time you have to import. And then what happens when some problem is there to import food? Well, so many problems. You can even die. So this last one is very important for all of us. And Prabhupada spoke about these things not just in terms of theory, but he wanted us to actually do something positive. He wanted us to take some steps to actually reintroduce what is meant to be the norm. We say normal. What is the opposite of normal? Abnormal. Most of us have become abnormal. Don't mind, take it the right way. Yeah, we're not following the norm. There's a Vedic norm. It's like, the Vedic norm is that people chant Hare Krishna. How many people on the planet chant Hare Krishna? It means the majority of people are disconnected, not normal, not living a normal life. So when one is abnormal, it means so many things are not proper and so many problems come, etc. Let's just continue here. Now this is also ISKCON's 4 movements. Srila Prabhupada, way back in 1956, he wrote a small essay called Gita Nagari. And I always ask the question, and I generally get the same answer, which is no answer. How many, I'll ask the question again. How many of you have heard about the essay Gita Nagari? Kindly raise your hand. Hey, you know about Gita Nagari? At least a few should raise their hand, yeah. Gita Nagari is a very important essay where we find this description, which later on Prabhupada, when he went to the Western world, he introduced very systematically these 4 phases. In other words, it's like when we step into our car. Generally, we step into our car because we want to go somewhere, right? If somebody sits in the car, starts the car, and he doesn't know where he's going to go, that's not very good, right? He's never going to get there because he doesn't know where he's going. So this description here is meant to help us go systematically from point A to point, in this case, D. A, B, C, D, yeah. So the first, we can relate to this going back 500 years, 500 years ago. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how did he begin the movement 500 years ago? By going in the streets of Navadvip and chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada did the same thing. He was in New York, he went to Thompson Square Park, and he also chanted Hare Krishna. And because he did that, again, we're sitting here this evening. The whole world has become transformed and continues to be transformed. So the holy name and transcendental books. The second phase, once you attract people, once people come to know about the holy name, and then you need a place. Temple worship movement, centered, like you have here. And number 3, once you have people coming, they have darshan of the deities, they come to know a bit more, then cultivation, spiritual initiation movement. We have different types of people, some young people, we have youth programs, we have life members in India in particular. We have, Bhakti Raghava Institute, we have different programs for different classes of people. We even have programs for people who are in prison ministry program, very effective. Number 4, so we don't stop here. There's a 4th phase which is largely missing presently within our society. It is there, but it's still weak. It's called, Prabhupada called it, classical society movement, which means Daiva Varnashrama. Prabhupada gave it that name, and this is from 1956, Gita Nagari essay. This essay is available actually in the, what is it? The folio, or Veda base. Veda base is like a compilation of all of Prabhupada's books, instructions, conversations, letters, etc. Very important, and one can find all kinds of books, including this essay. So I'm near the end of this presentation, where a few quotations, primarily from, let's say, because the time factor, from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but all of our more recent acharyas have spoken about what is called Daiva Varnashrama. Daiva means divine, and in our case it means bhakti, devotion. I'll just skip the introduction here. I'll skip this also. And this is from one of the books by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur called Sojana Toshani. Those who have sufficiently studied sociology certainly conclude that the system of Varnashrama is the topmost social system. If one is situated in the principle of Varnashrama, then his nature cannot be lost. Rather, one can receive huge opportunity and advantage to cultivate Krishna consciousness. And the third quote, Varnashrama Dharma is a society of the Vaishnavas in their conditional stage. One time one devotee was arguing with Srila Prabhupada, but Prabhupada, Lord Chaitanya instructed, just chant Hare Krishna, chant and be happy, right? Of course, that is true. So the devotee was arguing that, we are Vaishnavas, we're practicing Bhakti Yoga, we're Vaishnavas. Prabhupada immediately replied, it is not so easy to be Vaishnava. It is not so easy to be pure Vaishnava. And then in that conversation that was in 1974, Srila Prabhupada explains, to become Vaishnava, you have to follow Varnashrama. Because it's a tool, it's a support mechanism. As I was mentioning earlier, quoting Grandfather Bhishmadev, when we follow that system in our conditional stage, then it accelerates more quickly. It helps us to actually advance in spiritual life, in developing spiritual qualities. Yeah. So I'm going to bring this to an end because it's already, there is, where's that card? There's a link that I want to share with all of you. This link, maybe later on, if you have a group here, you can put it in the group so that people more easily can have access. It's a small gift. I'll just go to the end here, actually. There's a very important book called, where is it? It's not coming, well, what happened here? It's called Speaking About Varnashrama. Yeah, Speaking About Varnashrama. We have to get a better picture. This is compilation of all the important instructions given by Srila Prabhupada. If you want to know what Prabhupada explained regarding Varnashrama, the most important aspects, they are covered in this book. And this book is available if you have this link. And we have a website. Other digital books are there. Actually, this picture was taken in Gita Nagari, the first Gita Nagari. Now we're beginning to have more Gita Nagaris, as I mentioned in Indonesia, Gita Nagari Baru. In Canada we have Gita Nagari. In Togo we have Gita Nagari. In Canada we have South India. So idea is that we need to understand the importance, we need to understand the dangers in which we are living now. Modern day society is a very dangerous society. Modern day lifestyle, modern day occupations. Now we don't expect, and it's not possible also to overnight change the whole system, but, and I'll finish on this quote, Prabhupada mentions, one of the objectives of the Krishna consciousness movement is to bring a complete overhaul within society and to revert to the Vedic system of Varna and Ashrama, which means agrarian lifestyle, which means Vedic economy, which means Vedic education, which means Vedic governance, isn't it? So my humble request is that all of you are wonderful devotees, because all of us are extremely fortunate to have come in contact with Srila Prabhupada's teachings, with this movement that he established way back in 1966. So this fortune that we have, Prabhupada wanted the first of 7 purposes, isn't it? There are 7 purposes that Prabhupada explained, and the first of those 7 purposes is to systematically study and teach this knowledge, Vedic knowledge, that we especially find in the Srimad Bhagavatam, well, beginning with Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. This is actually the link at the bottom here. You can either, you can take it as it is, or you can just, on your cell phone, after this presentation, Jaidev Prabhu, who's here, Jaidev Prabhu is traveling with me, and it's one of the jobs I gave him after every class or presentation. He gives those who would like to receive a free gift instantly. What's it called? Anyways, yeah, most cell phones, if you have your NFC activated, just by touching the card, that link will come up. Yeah. So we can take maybe 2 minutes or 3, maximum 5, because it's getting late. If there's any comment or question, okay? It is question time. By the way, also, some books were brought here. These are books that we have from India. One of them is called Varnashram Education. Another one is called Make Vrindavan Villages. Yeah. Another one is called Traditional Education. And the 4th one, there are other books, but these are the 4 we have. The Science of Daiva Varnashrama. These books will be gradually made available in digital form, and we'll be adding actually to this link gradually. So these are here also. You have been a very good audience. Thank you very much for listening attentively. Hare Krishna.
Any question? He said we can put some of the pictures.
Pictures? Yeah, people like to see pictures. I mean, I was going to start with a short video, but because I have many things to share. Anyways, hey, this is our community actually in Gita Nagari Baru. And as I mentioned, we invite all of you. Indonesia, on the island of Sumatra, in the province of Lampung. We have like 45 families living there, about 175 devotees. Don't all of you come at the same time, but do come. You can just coordinate. And we have our own school, as you can see. The students are dressed up in their school. We have our own school where all the students are devotees and all of the teachers are devotees also. Yeah. We have about 15 qualified teachers who teach in various villages in different schools as well. So this is one project. This is in Canada. This is called Sharanagati village. This is Varnashram College. We have actually, this is in Kamyaban in India, close to Hyderabad. Yeah, in Telangana, province of Telangana. Whoops. This is in SSKBK, means near Hibri, in the district of Udupi. We have about 50 cows here, local cows, and about 14 acres of land. This is in Togo, Africa, West Africa, where they have a project that's called Gita Nagari Togo. Yeah. This is in Mayapur, in Sri Nandigram. I'm based actually in this place. It's part of what we call Varnashram College Foundation, with small temple, Yagyashala, etc. This is the Gurukul building. Jai Shri Sri Krishna Balaram Ki. So we have very attractive Krishna Balaram are there. Yeah, I have to get a larger picture for Krishna Balaram. And this is, we have a small Goshala. We have 2 bulls, Nandi and Nandeshwara. Yeah. Please come and see our bulls, they'll be very happy. And this is, we have what we call Vidyashala. We have Goshala, we have Dharmashala, Yagyashala. This is Vidyashala, where every year actually we have courses on Varnashram during the month of Kartik, and students along with the teacher. It's like outside, open air school, you could say. This was, yeah, nighttime. Some nice gardens are there. We have quite a few varieties of flowers. This is our Yagyashala, similar to what we have in Indonesia as well. Who knows what this is? Yes, silo. It's called silo in English. Every language has, yeah. And this is what is called Bhakti Kutir. I stay here when I'm in Mayapur. Yeah. This is our mango grove. If you come to Mayapur at our place, you'll get mangoes, if it's the mango season. So you have to time yourself properly. But nice sitting places there, kitchen is there, like that. That's in front of this kutir. And we have a gazebo where we receive guests, give short lectures. These are devotees from Assam, Gurukul from Assam who came there. This is one of our teachers, Nandeshwar Prabhu, teaching to some of our Gurukul boys. We teach archery also. Dandaniti is part of it. And this is our VIP guest house, Gangotri. Right beside another, okay. This is taken from the top of our Gurukul. There's some more things happening. And this is Sri Mayapur. This is TOVP. From our place, it's like about 2 kilometers. We can have darshan like that. The Vrindavan villages, save our cows, save our villages, save our culture. It's that critical actually. All of us, we have duty and responsibility to try and understand the message that our founder Acharya was trying to give us. And in so many ways, all of us, regardless of where we may be staying, regardless of what we may be doing. For example, you didn't bring, right? Where's the incense? Forgetfulness, age of Kali Yuga. We actually, they gave us some nice homemade cow-made incense from our village in Indonesia. I told him this morning, Prabhu, yeah, hopefully by tomorrow it'll catch on. Yeah. So we should stop using commercial incense. It's very bad for the health. One of our devotees in Bali, who was working, making incense, practically died. One day he was doing it for many months, and because of the heavy chemicals that are there, he fainted. And he practically, he's lucky he's still living. He became unconscious for quite a few days. Commercial, practically speaking, everything commercial. Commercial soap. We use soap every day. But most of the soap we use is actually bad for the body. So we can begin introducing. Many devotees in India especially are making what is called Panchagavya products, different products, natural products. We're selling many of these actually in the Gulf countries. Many of our devotees there understand the importance. So in this way we can begin to introduce. All of us can, even if you're living in a high-rise apartment, you have a small balcony, you can start growing a few flowers. Krishna will very much appreciate. Prabhupada explains, any fruit, any flower that is grown by devotees and offered to the Lord, its value increases on 100 times. It's 100 times, we get 100 times more benefit. So we all need blessings. That's one way of getting blessings, to please Krishna by offering Him what pleases Him, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, thank you all very much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare. Jai Sri Prabhupada ki. Jai.